Welcome to a deep exploration of how minimalism and intentional living create the foundation for genuine wealth. If you're tired of feeling trapped by endless consumption and empty purchases, you're in the right place. This channel focuses on financial wisdom and lifestyle design, so if these ideas resonate with you, please subscribe so you don't miss our future explorations into money, freedom, and the habits that actually matter. Most people believe that wealth comes from earning more, but the truth is far simpler and far more powerful. Wealth is built not through endless income, but through the deliberate elimination of what doesn't serve your life. The richest people aren't necessarily the highest earners. They're the ones who stopped buying things they don't need. Let that sink in for a moment. Our culture has trained us to confuse needs with wants. We've been sold a story that happiness lives in the next purchase, the next upgrade, the next thing. But minimalism tells a different story. It says that freedom comes from clarity, and clarity comes from asking one simple question about every single thing in your life. Does this actually serve me? The first minimalist habit for wealth is ruthless elimination of low-value spending. This isn't about deprivation, it's about precision. It's about understanding that every dollar you don't spend is a dollar that can work for you. When you stop the constant bleeding of small purchases, the subscriptions you forgot about, the clothes you never wear, the gadgets gathering dust, something magical happens. Your money starts to accumulate. Most people spend money reactively. They see something, they want it, they buy it. Minimalists spend money intentionally. They ask, is this aligned with my actual values? Will this be in my life in 5 years? Am I buying this because I need it, or because I'm bored, stressed, or seeking validation? This shift alone can redirect thousands of dollars annually toward actual wealth building. The second habit is delayed gratification as a financial practice. When you want something, the minimalist doesn't say no forever. They say, not right now. They create a waiting period, often 30 days. If you still want it after 30 days, you can reconsider. 9 times out of 10, you've forgotten about it entirely. The impulse faded. The craving was never real. It was manufactured by marketing, by social comparison, by the dopamine hit of anticipation. Delayed gratification is one of the strongest predictors of long-term financial success. When you practice waiting, you train your brain to distinguish between genuine desire and momentary impulse. You become immune to the manufactured urgency that retailers use to separate you from your money. You reclaim control of your own choices. The third habit is the practice of knowing your actual numbers. Most wealthy minimalists track their spending meticulously. Not obsessively, but clearly. They know exactly where their money goes. They know their fixed costs, their discretionary spending, their investment rate. This knowledge is power. When you know your numbers, you can't fool yourself. You can't pretend you're saving when you're actually spending. You can't ignore the categories where money is bleeding away. Imagine sitting down once a month and reviewing your spending. You see the restaurants, the subscriptions, the impulse purchases. Some of it will surprise you. And that shock is the catalyst for change. You'll never optimize what you refuse to measure. Knowledge precedes mastery in every domain, and personal finance is no exception. The fourth habit is owning fewer possessions, but ones of genuine quality. This is anti-minimalism at first glance, but it's actually the core principle. Minimalists don't own nothing. They own things they use, things they love, things that serve a purpose, but they own fewer of them, and the ones they own tend to be high quality because they'll last. Consider the true cost of cheap ownership. You buy a cheap jacket for $30 and it falls apart in 6 months. You buy 5 of them over a few years and spend $150 plus mental energy and closet space. Or you buy one excellent jacket for $150 and it lasts for 10 years. The quality jacket is cheaper. It takes up less space. It requires no replacement decisions. This is the minimalist approach to possessions. It aligns perfectly with building wealth because quality items often cost less over their lifetime. The fifth habit is the elimination of comparison spending. One of the most damaging forces in modern finance is social comparison. You see what your neighbor bought, what your coworker wears, what your friend posted on social media, and you feel the pull to match it. This is a wealth killer. It's a treadmill with no finish line. There will always be someone with more, someone with newer, someone with flashier. If you're running that race, you've already lost. Minimalism invites you off that treadmill entirely. It says, What matters to me? What aligns with my values? What serves my actual life? Not your neighbor's life, not your coworker's life, your life. When you stop comparing, you stop spending to prove something. You spend only on what actually matters to you. And suddenly, your money goes so much further. The sixth habit is developing a strong relationship with solitude and simplicity. This might sound unrelated to wealth, but it's crucial. Our consumption habits are often driven by a need to fill emptiness, to escape boredom, to numb ourselves. If you're uncomfortable with silence, with your own thoughts, with simple activities, you'll spend money to avoid that discomfort. You'll buy entertainment, experiences, products, anything to keep the emptiness at bay. But when you learn to enjoy solitude, when you find peace and simplicity, when you can be comfortable with quiet evenings and simple meals, something shifts. You no longer need to buy happiness. You find it in the free things: a good book, a walk, a conversation, your own thoughts. This isn't about being antisocial or rejecting pleasure. It's about not needing to buy pleasure. It's about being whole without consumption. This extends beyond possessions into every area of life. What are your essential goals? What are your essential relationships? What are your essential daily practices? Once you've identified your essentials, everything else becomes optional. And optional things don't get your time, energy, or money unless they genuinely enhance your essentials. This is where minimalism becomes a clarity practice. Most people are vague about what actually matters, so they give their attention and resources to whatever is loudest, whatever is in front of them, whatever feels urgent. Essential-only thinking forces you to be explicit. You decide in advance what matters. Then you protect that. Everything else is negotiable. This clarity directly impacts wealth because you stop wasting resources on things that don't move you toward your real goals. The eighth and final habit is the regular practice of gratitude for what you already own. This might seem like a soft skill, but it's foundational. Gratitude is the antidote to the scarcity mindset that drives excessive consumption. When you truly appreciate what you have, you stop feeling the need for more. When you're grateful for your current clothes, your current home, your current life, you're no longer vulnerable to the marketing message that you need the upgrade. Practice this. Take one item you own, something you use regularly, and really appreciate it. Notice its quality. Notice how it serves you. Think about the person who made it, the resources that went into it, the privilege of owning it. This practice rewires your brain away from constant wanting and towards satisfaction with what is. And a satisfied person who is genuinely grateful for their possessions will accumulate wealth far faster than a dissatisfied person always chasing the next thing. If you found these ideas valuable, please like this video. It helps us reach others who are ready to think differently about money and freedom. Now, here's the synthesis. These 8 habits work together to create a financial environment where wealth is almost inevitable. You eliminate waste, you delay impulses, you know your numbers, you buy quality, you stop comparing, you enjoy simplicity, you focus on essentials, and you practice gratitude. What emerges from these practices is not deprivation, it's abundance through clarity. You see, minimalism isn't about having nothing. It's about having exactly what you need and nothing more. And when you have exactly what you need, 2 things happen. First, you spend less money. Second, you know exactly what you have, so you use it more fully and appreciate it more deeply. This creates a virtuous cycle where spending naturally decreases, savings naturally increase, and your relationship with money becomes sane again. The wealthy minimalist is calm about money because they're not emotionally dependent on spending. They're not trying to fill voids with purchases. They're not competing with anyone. They're not impulsive. They know their numbers, they know their values, and they make decisions from that place of clarity. This clarity is the most valuable asset in the wealth-building journey. The broader culture will resist this. You'll face pressure to upgrade, to keep up, to consume more. Your friends might think you're weird for not buying the latest thing. Marketing will become more sophisticated, more targeted, more persuasive. But if you've internalized these 8 habits, you're protected. You've built a fortress of intentionality around your money. And that fortress is what separates the wealthy from the perpetually struggling.